my behavior workers, it is I, Anna TURI, and I am back with another video. If you are new here, I am a registered behavior technician in the state of Florida. In today's video, I will be going over some tips I have regarding having control of your session. Control, that's a big word and something that a lot of people struggle with. I talk to a lot of you guys. I talk to people from all over the country. You guys book with me an advising session and I hear you guys and I see that this is a common theme. It's difficult to gain control with your client. You're not the first ones, you're not alone. This happens all the time. Happened to me actually. And it can be pretty discouraging, but I have learned some very valuable lessons in trying to gain control, and I thought that I would share them with you in hopes that they would help you in your own session. So if you are interested, please keep on watching and let's get into it, shall we? Alrighty, so the very first tip that I have for you folks is environmental manipulation. Alright, this is very, very, very important. This is huge, okay, huge. Now, when it comes to your client, you need to think of your client, your specific client. What are the behaviors that you are working with? Does your client tend to elope a lot? Is the environment set up for him to elope? Now, one of the biggest things that I've done personally with me and my client is to get him to not elope as easily is to have our session table in a corner. So he is sitting in a corner seat and he can't just get up and leave and have every direction of the room or of the house to run towards, right? So that would be an example of environmental manipulation. If your client has a lot of property destruction, okay, how can we manipulate the environment so that we can avoid this from happening in the first place? Now, let's say that your table is right next to the toy box, okay? Your session table is next to the toy box. And it's easily accessible for your client to go in there and just start throwing all the things whenever he wants. That toy box needs to be removed. If your client engages in property destruction often, then you need to make sure that if there's anything that they can throw around them or around you during session, needs to be taken out. If that means you have to communicate with your analyst or communicate with the client's parents in order to get that done, that is fine. Do it, because that is going to help you so much. If there's nothing to throw, the client can't engage in the behavior, okay? This is one of the biggest tips that I have. So think of the behaviors and think of what you can do to avoid those behaviors from happening in the first place, right? So the antecedent, so we're working with the antecedent here. Another example would be, I learned this personally in my own experience, right? So if you're working with an activity that has many little bits and pieces, and your client has property destruction, and when they don't want to do anything, they just tend to throw things, well, maybe don't use those little itty bitty bits and pieces, because you can't just grab all of those and put those to the side, you know, rather than having one board or one thing that you're working with that if you see that they're getting frustrated, you can see that they're about to engage in property destruction, you can easily pick that baby up and they can't do anything anymore, right? I learned this personally from my own experience. I used to use all these little itty bitty bits and pieces and just set myself up for failure because, you know, once he got frustrated, once he wanted to escape, whatever, those went flying all across the room, right? So that is something that I think many of you could use. It's very easy and very simple to implement, but it will make a huge difference in your session. Alrighty, so the next tip I have for you is having your session activities easily accessible to you. This I learned the hard way because I would just kind of forget and I would leave my toy tote bag just a little bit too far. And guys, I'm telling you, if you give them a chance, you know, if you turn your back and you have to go get something, oh no, they're gone. You lost them either in focus or elopement, or, you know, it's just not the same as having everything ready next to you so that they can't reach. Though you have to make sure that you are still controlling your environment. It's next to you so you're able to reach it easily, but they can't. This also falls into being ready as far as transitioning. So if you're finishing up one thing and you have to go up and get up and find something else and do something else way over there, it just doesn't work as smoothly as having everything next to you and boom, just Oh, you're done with this? Good job, excellent, you got it, all right, let's start this now. You know, that makes a huge difference in the flow of things, because you guys, I laugh because I just think of what I used to do. I used to like get up and have to go over there and do something. Oh gosh, then I have to come back, he's running around the room now, or she's doing this, doing that. It's just like, okay, no, something has to change here. So this also kind of falls into making sure that you have, before session, you have to make sure that you have everything you need to work with. You kind of have everything planned out. So we're not teachers, guys, in a sense, like, you know, like preschool teachers or anything, but you kind of need to think like one sometimes, because you need to have all of your activities set up for that day, because you will be working 3, 4, 5 hours long, however long your session is, and you best believe that you better be prepared for your session. You need to entertain these kiddos for that long, and if you don't have anything to entertain them with, you've lost them. You need to have both things to work with them, things that are considered work, as well as having reinforcers or reinforcement for them. You need both. You can't have just one, because we can't just have them playing all day, and we also just can't have them working. So you need to have a really good variety of both of them. I have made a what's in my bag video. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I'll leave it linked up there. That's a good place to kind of start. So having activities ready and accessible, that's it. So the next tip that I have for you guys may sound silly, but it's something that many of us deal with, and it's not showing that you are, you know, afraid or intimidated of your client. Now, I know many of us, we come in this new, some of us are better trained than others, some of us have more support from our supervisors than others do, and it's very easy to, you know, get intimidated, and the clients, they know that. They feel it, they know when you're afraid, they know when you're intimidated, and they use that. And you need to remind yourselves that you are the adult there. You know, you're the one in charge, and you need to be clear, concise, and firm with them. You need to be the perfect balance of their friend, but you know, you're also the authority figure between the both of you. So be very careful in your body language, in, you know, your facial expressions. You are the adult, you are in control. We're still fun, we're still nice, you know, but our clients are very smart, and if you let them, they can definitely manipulate the situation a little bit and take control of your session, which is what we're trying to do here, is we're controlling the session. And this is something that I really had a hard time with for a little bit, not for too long, but it's discouraging, because you go in, not that I was afraid, but I didn't have the control over him. And guys, if I've learned anything in this topic, it's that having control over your client doesn't come overnight. You don't just walk in there and they look up to you and you're the boss and you're in control. No, that is all earned. And doing the things that we are discussing right now is what helped me earn that control, and is what I am also hoping will help you earn that control. If you feel good about your session, if you come in there knowing what you're gonna do, you're going to radiate that, and your client's gonna feel it, and everything's just gonna fall into place. But don't give up, don't get frustrated, don't get upset. Control is not earned overnight. That's very important. You also want to make sure that you're very clear and concise with your instructions. You know, you can't just, you know, have them, oh, sit down over there, no. Sit down, stand up, come with me. You don't want to confuse them. You want to be just clear, concise, and firm. Remember those 3 words, very important, and will help you out a lot. Okay, so the last and final tip that I have for you is going to be knowing your behaviors and knowing exactly what interventions you are going to use, what interventions you will be implementing. So make sure you have that discussion with your analyst and you let her know, okay, if this behavior comes up, what do I do? What's the intervention? You know, read the behavior plan. If you don't understand, have that conversation with your analyst. Don't wait until the last minute, until you're sitting there and the behavior has appeared and you do not know what to do. That is not having control of your session. That is the complete opposite. You want to make sure you come in there and you set yourself up for success, and that, my friends, is done by knowing exactly what to do when each behavior happens. Okay, let's say that you do the intervention that your analyst tells you to do and it doesn't work. Well, go to your analyst, tell her, hey, it didn't work. what's something else I can do? Give me a couple interventions that I can try. In case one doesn't work, you have another one that you can fall back on. This is the base of everything that we do. If you do not know what to do when the behavior comes up, it's all gonna go downhill from there. That's actually all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I did just want to remind you, if you are new here, that I do offer ABA advising sessions where I'm able to help you and walk you through your RBT credentialing, your BC ABA credentialing, your BCBA credentialing. Those are also a lot of letters, I realize that. You need help with that too, I can help you with that too. Thank you guys always for the constant support I get with this channel. I really do it out of love and, you know, to better the field and to help people that were, you know, once like me. You know, I also was very lost, very confused. With a lot of outside support from people that have trained me, to my supervisor that I have today, I have learned so much and I feel confident in what I do and I love what I do, and I just want to share that with you guys so that you guys can feel confident, you guys can love what you do, and we can really, at the end of the day, help these kids out and make the world just a little bit better of a place, right? So thank you so much again for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.